Welcome, team. We're going to be playing some Distant Worlds today. Distant Worlds 2, of course, playing as the Wackerus. We're going to continue on. God, I love the Artuk ships. The ship design for the Artuks just looks fantastic. They, yeah, we've been playing this extremely long game of Distant Worlds 2, which I've thoroughly enjoyed because it's been sort of like there's been bits and pieces happening all the time. I don't think I'm in the right spot for my head. I'll just move across. Just bear with me. Hang on. How can I flick across to here and just change where the camera goes? It's usually about there. Is about the right spot, I think. That allows me to do ship designs and stuff, and sort of stay away from the important stuff, and also so you can see the bottom UI bar there as well. All right, that'll do. I'll just lock that one in, and back we go. Right, so welcome. We are playing Distant Worlds 2, of course. Going to be sort of picking up from where we left off. Hi, orangutans. How you going? Of course, this is a DasTactic game, and our third fleet is the main fleet with the named ships in there. So we've got the different ships named in through that side. Thank you for the subscription there, orangutans. Very, very much appreciated. So anyway, we've got the, so this is going to be, and I am streaming, yeah, I'm streaming across to YouTube as well, which is great. All right, so Distant Worlds 2. We are bombarded, this is the home world of the Daoits, which we're at war with at this point in time, and we are smashing them. I did actually play for a couple of hours on the Slytherin channel with this particular game yesterday, so I'm sort of picking up from where we were there. When I left it on the, like if you're watching this on YouTube, and sort of thinking, oh, hang on, there's been a gap in what's actually gone on with the gameplay. Yeah, had set up the attack, but we now have it in the middle of the attacks on the home world of the Daoits. If I go and click on this particular world, we can see a few different things. They started with 6 billion population. They're now down to 2 billion. So we're sort of we've whittled away 2/3 of their population. Also, the quality of their world is now damaged to 16.3%. So this world is just going to continue on with the bombardment. Our 10th fleet back in through here is the one doing the bombardment. So this is bombarding Upsilonus 2. So that's essentially what their role in this one actually is. They're full of ships that these are fleet frigates, but they're actually bomber frigates. And so we've designed these up with atomic devastators. So that's the main weapon that they're actually using to sort of bring these planets to their knees. They're only smaller ships, but with these atomic devastators on board. So I've got a number of those in that particular fleet. We've pretty much knocked out the ability for the Daoits to fight back at this point in time. And so what we want to do is crush them. And the reason we want to crush them, we've actually got a longer term goal in mind. Orangutan saying any change you'd upload the first save from this series at some point. The whole game setup has been awesome. Yeah, it's been great. I think it's all there except for the streams that I did on Slytherin, and I don't know if the first one was a Slytherin stream, to be honest. I do have them. I have been meaning to actually process them and then upload them. So it's sort of in my little to-do list. I've got a massive to-do list in terms of stuff I've got to do. So I don't know when I'll get to it, but I know that people have been asking for it, so I do actually want to be doing that one through there. Hi, John, how you going? The actual save game, I mean. Oh, hang on. Hang on. If I load the game in, this is it here. This is the whole lot. That'd have to be it there, I guess. That'd be the one there. And yeah, that would be 12 days in. Yeah, so I could actually package that up. Yeah, that'd have to be it there, I guess. God, there's been a lot of changes. I mean, a lot of saving, hasn't there? Really, as we look through it. So what are we now? We start off in 2754. We're what's that? Nearly 80 years in. 80 years of gameplay. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's yeah. So I could find a way to package that up. Actually, I guess. Yes, that's something I could look at doing. Hi, Vilavec, how you going? And so actually, yeah. So Von Schwantert saying hi there. Space veteran and chat. Hi back. All right. So anyway, we're bombarding the home world. I'm thinking of really just crushing this world to get it down to maybe around about 200 million or something, like, just so that it's actually just a absolute skeleton of what it was. But this particular system has got 3 worlds in it. So we've now got 2 billion there. So we'll continue on the bombardment. We've got another world over here with another 2 billion. So I'll bombard that as well. And then we have another world down this way, which is also got 2.7 billion. So these are worlds that I will be wanting to, pretty much sort of really absolutely crush, because once they've been crushed like this, they're going to essentially be compliant. It's like the boss we did to the Boscara. So the Boscara back over on this side of the galaxy have also suffered greatly at our hands. Now they're back up to 4 billion, so they'll start to slowly build back up. But in the meantime, we've taken over so much of their economy, so in that war. So they have to buy things from us. So they're sort of feeding our economy, which is good. And we're going to be wanting to set up the same sort of regime in here at Upsilonus. You can see I've destroyed all of the star bases. So the dotted lines are now going back to the Marahu system, which is sort of like where they do actually have a bit of a build-up in there. In fact, there is a fleet there. 16th invasion fleet. This is a fleet that we crushed. There is another invasion fleet somewhere around, and I can't see it at the moment. We are building that may be it there actually. We don't know exactly where that is. One thing we're trying to do is build a monitoring station back out here now to sort of be able to see exactly what's going on in this region of space. But I do want to crush a lot of what they're doing in here, in this area of the actual game itself. So I want their homeworlds to be absolutely devastated. So that's sort of where we're heading there. Hi, Boland, how you going? Anyway, let's just continue on with what we've got. Now we've got a few different fleets now operating in this area. They did actually have an outpost that they created at the Windus in the Windus system, but I actually bombarded that into non-existence. I can do that with my normal fleets. I think I did that with my first fleet, which is now moving back for raiding. So this one here does actually have a bombard ability with the ships we have. The main weapon that we have, if we go back into our new cruisers, the pulse cruisers, the pulse cannons actually have a bombard ability. You can see there through their bombardment for infrastructure, military, population, and quality are all on the same level. The nuclear devastators are much more effective at it, but we can, for small outposts and things, we can actually start to pick them off and just wipe them out. And so I've been doing that, which is of course then going to make me the pariah of the galaxy. You can see their reputation is going backwards at negative 9.7. And that's going to continue going backwards with these bombardments. Boland has redeemed a custom reward. Can I get a big ship or a small boat named after me? A repurposed pirate one, if possible. We've got better than pirate ships. We actually have better than pirate ships. If I go back to the third, which is also operating from the home world. So what we actually have in here, I do actually have repurposed pirate ships here, but these are only fleet destroyers. And the tech now that we have is essentially the same as these. So there's not really any benefit in going back for these. What I do actually have is these new cruisers. Now, you had, I think you had one of these ships. Did you have a ship named after you? This is the one I've been using for naming. So I can give you the like essentially one of these cruisers, which is so much better. These are so much better than the pirate ships. So I'll give you one of these. This is sort of like the latest design that we've actually now got. So we're now beyond the pirate phase of the game. So we've moved well beyond that, and we're now into these fairly large ships. So I'll give you this particular ship to rename. So that will be. Must have been another game, another fleet. Yeah, maybe it was. Maybe it was. I thought that I would have thought that you would have had one in here, to be honest. The Boland P is now going to be the sort of like one of the cruisers of the third fleet. So yeah, so we've now with those cruisers coming in, they are essentially they're a very strong ship with what we actually have. Yeah, so orangutan saying, I think there are some old name ships. There actually are. You're right. Won't be any of those. Yeah, we've got a few of them in here as well. Yeah, but not much. There's a Ponicus ship there. I think we even had some that were named from when we had the heavy frigates. So Yakun is saying, can you please make a playlist of all the world? Yeah, I know, I need to do that. I do apologise, and I need to actually upload the Slytherin streams as well, just to make it complete. I do plan on doing that at some point. It's so we'll curate it. I started having a look a couple of weeks ago, actually, to start to do that, to put it together, and there's more there than I thought. That's an awful lot. I could probably put the playlist together without the Slytherin streams and then just have a look through, because I've got the Slytherin streams saved. I just would have to upload them to YouTube. Yeah, no, it's been a fun series actually. So yeah, I will curate it. This has been my favourite Distant Worlds 2 run. It's great. It has been great actually. It's been really, really cool. So yeah, thanks orangutans. It's I've loved the depth that we've had to go to in this game. It's been absolutely awesome, and I should just point out the biggest thing that we're trying to do in this game is to save the game, as in we're trying not to lose. And even though we're doing incredibly well in this local war, this is not the war. This is not the war that we need to have. If we go to the victory conditions, the war we need to have is with a group called the Datanui Arthropod Syndicate, which is a group of bugs that completely control the galaxy, and we haven't got there yet. And so these guys have got an incredible economy, incredible population, incredible territory, and they also have done the vast majority of their racial victory conditions. So you can see they've got the most colonies in the galaxy, 55 colonies, capture the most ships and bases in the galaxy. They've done that one. They've captured 20 of them. Spend the most time at war in the galaxy. Actually, that's one thing we could challenge them on. They've got 20. I don't know how many we've captured, but we haven't captured anywhere near that number. But these guys are built for this. These are the Gizarians. Excuse me. So they've spent they've almost spent the most time at war in the galaxy. The Ikaru Utopia have actually, which is funny because they're a peace-loving species, have actually spent more time than them. If they wipe out the Ikaru, which they very well could, because they've been at war with them for most of the time, that would be a disaster. Because that way, I mean, it wouldn't be a disaster. They'd get another 1%. You can see that we have a victory threshold of 60% in that top line there, and they're at 58%. They only need to get 2% more to win the game, and so we need to be in a position to strike at them. But they're on the opposite side of the galaxy from us. So what we're mainly doing now is setting up ready to roll in and do as much destruction as we possibly can against these guys, and it's going to take some time. They've also got that last one in their racial victory conditions is build the most military ships in the galaxy. The Artooks have got 600 military ships built, and they're actually, and the Artooks are at war with them as well. But when we have a look at it, the Artooks really are not a strong faction. So if we have a look at the Artook oligarchy, they're coming second last. So the Imperial Artook oligarchy down through here. They are really struggling down the bottom through here, and there's the Ikaru. So the Ikaru are coming absolute dead last. Now these are the two that have been going up against the Datanui. So you can sort of see they've pegged them back a little bit, but overall they're going to pick up at least 1% more from this one. So they're going to get closer and closer to that line. I think it's come back a little bit over the course of the game. We're now coming second with what we're doing, but our economy is not very strong. You can see there that the three portions of our economy are just slightly over half of just one of their economic indicators at the top there. So the Gizarians are an absolute menace. They will become a major threat. And so we have to be in striking distance to take them out. That's essentially what's going on. This is the Dayots that we're bombarding at the moment. So we're sort of now in the position of trying to destroy their economy. As we have a look down through the list, in through this other side, we've got the two Boscaran factions are way down in here. They've been relegated way low, and so this is the Overmind Ascendancy, which we've sort of crushed essentially with our bombardment of their planets. So the bombardment and then taking over their economy has been a good thing with the Boscar. It's kept them out of wars with us for a long period of time. The Daots now will have to learn that lesson as well, so they'll be sort of crushed down to about the same sort of level. But the big thing with that is it does give us, and so this Draco is a system that we actually invaded and took over from the Daots in a previous war, and that's sort of within striking distance of the homeworld. Of the Datanui homeworld. Back through here. The Gizarians control all of this, all through here, out through this way, out here, back out across this rim. You can see down through this other side, there's this is the Artuks have got this little corner up in this area, which is actually good because it does allow them to fight over these systems. So we'll sort of see that some of these worlds start to sort of disappear. And these worlds are starting to sort of pick up in terms of their numbers. Like it's so when we do really get going here, we'll like the Datanui homeworld is really sort of a bit isolated in the grand scheme of things, which means that if we attack it, we're going to likely do fairly well, but we're going to have to go in, we're going to have to make sure that there's absolutely no possibility of the Daots stabbing us in the back. So it's either completely wipe them out or just crush them to the point where they just cannot operate. And I'm going to be going with the crush option because it's a faster option, where I can just sort of basically bombard their worlds. Well, we'll come across the Marahu system. You can see there they've got nearly 5 billion population there. Back in through here at Jireth, they've only just settled this one. We could actually bomb that one and destroy it. I'm not too concerned about them. I didn't want them close to my own borders, but back out through there, I'm happy for them to have a small world that is going to drain their money. Back over here as well, they've got only 31 million there. So these are just outposts. I could bombard them and destroy them, but again, it's a money drain. So it's actually a negative on their economy until they build it up. And so really it's just these two systems here that I now have to concern myself with. That's what we'll be doing in this session. Other things we've got the 5th Attack Force that is going off to try to capture a station down in through here. We do actually have some war missions, like one of them is to capture this enemy research station. So actually I should do more capturing, I think, with these bigger fleets, just because that way I will be able to then peg back a little bit of what the Gizarians have got. But anyway, that's sort of where we are with that one. So that one's now moving off. Most of the fleets I've got have been automated, like the 8th Defence Force is moving back to protect the main bases. But just go through all of them. The first fleet is moving to Nair 1. And it's raiding anything it can find within this one through here. It's not actually doing anything at this point in time, but it is set to raid. The second fleet is my main the second fleet is my main invasion fleet. Where is that? It's back at Roskiri, and so I do actually have. I've got 2 infantry and 9 armor. I'm not going to worry about that one so much until we need to use it. The third fleet is the one that's actually is also I'm just using this to destroy the infrastructure in around the home system of these guys. So I'm just going to go and tell it to go now over this way and just start to. In fact, I could actually go and capture this one. I might as well. Do I want to do that one? Have we got anything else that's better? I've destroyed most of what's actually in here. Yeah, these are mainly just all in asteroid belts. That's a populated world. There's nothing else there. There's that one there. I might capture that. So I'll just tell the third to go and capture this one. That one there. The reason I'm doing that is because I've got all of my boarding assault strength up and running at this point in time, so that's a chance that they would be able to take that one fairly readily. So let's give them the order, and that way at least they then end up with another presence in this particular system. So the third I'm manually controlling. The fourth is another attack force, which is, where's the fourth? Oh, that's also back in here. The fourth is, where are you? Here. That is, oh sorry, no, the fourth is defending the Draco system, the one that we had taken over. So we're sort of using that to, because there are still, this will essentially be a group. Now I'm not sure which direction that's going. We'll find out where that one actually is. The fifth is attacking. This is one's manually controlled. It's the one going to be taking over the research base. The sixth is the sixth defense force is essentially just defending. The seventh is just defending. The eighth is just defending as well. The ninth is another big one, which is actually protecting the border against the Boscara bugs. And then finally we've got the bombardment. So that's pretty much everything. Let's just unpause the game. That's moving away. That's interesting. So we're not going to see what that actually is. I'm not sure where that's going. But that was an invasion fleet. I know that was in here somewhere. So we're not going to be able to see that one. Oh, our ambassador, Udi Lapuri, has been killed in the orbital bombardment. We've actually killed our own ambassador here, which is a bit of a disaster. I was trying to get him away, but he didn't make it. So I'd given him orders to leave. He was, yeah, anyway, that's the danger of keeping your guys back in there before we started the bombardment. I could have gone to one of the other planets and still moved him away and then saved him. Anyway, that's a bit of a disaster there. So this is on Upsilonus. So the bombardment continues, and we now have, there is actually the Supreme Inquisitor Radi Orden. This is the main ruler of the Daewits, is back in through here as well. So anyway, we'll just keep the bombardment going. So these ships are just bombarding. That's all the nuclear devastators going in. Just leave that one to sort of continue on. Frigate is under attack by a fuel tanker. So they're now coming in to try to capture this particular system. What they do here is that they first of all have to reduce the shields down, and then they'll put forces on board. There they are. So they're now putting their different forces on. And you can see there's more and more going in. This may not work. So that's the ships are now loading in, but it takes an awfully long time for them to bring back the Marines, like to get the Marines back. And you can see we're being pushed away from this. So I'm just going to destroy it. Bang, that's gone. Yeah, so it's difficult to get, like, to be able to do that, to actually do to take things over in that sort of sense. We'll just go back now and just attack these different mining stations around the place. Silas is then saying, hey Daz, agree with you now. Wekaris are my favourite race now over the Actarians. Yeah, they're bloody good, aren't they? They're really, really good. They're incredible. So Rangatang say that you know they're getting desperate when they throw a fuel tanker at you. Well, they're not throwing it at us. I think we've come out to investigate something, and then that's basically, they don't have anything left much really. They're going to be they don't have any real capacity to even build up. I don't think. What have they got in here? They've got 1.3 billion there, but we're not seeing much. We haven't really got a presence in this one. We will sort of start to move things out. Let's just unpause again. So let's dismiss that one. And you can see our war score is just going up and up and up. It's in the first attack force to prepare an attack. Now, I'm not going to do that. What it wants to do is to add to join the bombardment. So I'm going to decline that. So the first is back here, and it's wanting to come in and do that particular attack. I don't really have anything that this one has to do. So what I might might get it to do is just go and refuel somewhere. We do actually have, you can see they're the refueling signs. So in the NAIR system, we do have a refueler here. So we do actually have this one. Let's just go and tell them to go and refuel. So refuel at near 4. This still keeps the raid ability, so they'll just come back. I'm just going to decline that particular mission. But I will send them off to start to dominate this other world, this other system in here. That way they're not really going to have much that they can then do anywhere. The other thing I want to do is just make sure that we control all of the mining stations everywhere. So build a large mining station there. But all of the fuel. Now we do actually have the QJOS system. Does have one of ours. Oh, there we go. I'll just pause again. We'll just read this one. So one of our spies has evaded detection, and we've got network targeting systems. From the Vicious Bandits. They've actually targeted a pirate faction, which can be quite hard. So this one here is this is network targeting systems. Provides the following advances: swarm targeting. This is actually a Gizarian tech, so that's actually a good one for us. The escort, yeah, under attack. I'm not going to worry too much about those. This is a construction ship that we're actually now chasing down. So we will have to sort of just keep on playing a bit of whack-a-mole with the enemy ships around the place, and they will build infrastructure themselves. But we'll just try to sort of we're completely overwhelming what they've got. And this is also, again, if we can sort of crush what they're doing, we will then be able to hit the Dat Nui system with a lot of force when it's time to do that invasion, which will probably be in the next session, I think. We're sort of getting close-ish to that one. Our money situation, our cash flow is terrible. That's because of these worlds. And so we're addressing that by trying to assimilate as quickly as we can the two worlds that we took over in here. So these are actually mainly Artuks that are basically in through here. And so we're focusing on trying to get that assimilation up so they will start to pay taxes. They don't pay taxes unless they're assimilated. So that's just going to take a little bit of time with that particular one there. I could enslave the Daots that we have in our areas as well, but I don't think I'll worry about that one so much. You'll just leave it to do what it's going to be doing. Anyway, let's continue on again. So that is pretty much ready to go. Let's actually now move this one as in terms of actually one thing I did want to do is find out where the refueling stations are, and then we'll just go and start to take over all of the refueling in this system. So if I go to resources, I can then sort of see, you can see how much is now coming into the Draco system. We've got every mining system that we've got is actually now moving stuff into Draco because it's a bit of a net drain. That's the flow of all of the actual resources that we control. Wow, we've even got some way over here. That's pretty interesting. And then we've got a lot of. But we actually control most of the infrastructure now in the Boscaran homeworld. So that's like everything is just sort of flowing into. I love seeing this just to sort of see the actual overall flow. But you can see there that line there with all of the different ships, all the little circles there are all freighters coming into Draco. And so there is so in the Kugelos system, it's also moving back to the Garrus system as well. But you can see there all the different freighters. I like keeping the freighters on for as long as possible. You can just turn them off so they don't get in your way. But in this instance, I like to see the flow. We're just going to go down to the to Caslon, and we're just going to go and click on Caslon. And so this is the flow of Caslon that we actually have. Now, one thing we can see through here, we control the Kujos system. The Upsilona system, we've got a miner set for that one. If I just come back into here, I can then sort of see that this one here has got the Mersum 2. We've given that instruction. There is actually also mines that we'll have to set up at the Marahu, back over through here, back here and here. So there's a lot of mining in these different areas. There's a lot of, actually all the way out, there's Caslon mines. But if I can essentially grab the Caslon mines in these areas, that will absolutely starve them. So I'll use the 5th to start to process that. So if we go back in and just see where this one actually, there's 2 mines here that we're going to have to go and get. That's only 13% mining rate at this particular one, so that's not really all that viable. This one here is is 19%. These aren't great. This one also has asteroids, which is going to make it a bit of a problem. I might just crush this one to start with. So if we go back across to the 5th, which was our the attack force. Actually, no, it's not the 5th, the 1st. First was set to rating. That's the one. Yeah. So we've got, it was going to refuel at near 4, but the ship that required to do it is now ready to go. Let's just go and attack this. I don't think we're going to be able to capture it easily. So we'll move that one in. Oh, Dayat surveillance oligarchy leader killed. So Radi Orden, the leader, has been killed in the orbital bombardment. So that is now the end of. And you saw it. I don't know if you remember seeing what was happening there. I didn't actually focus on him much, but there's no troops here at all anymore, and so they're leaderless at this point in time. But they're down to 1 billion now on this particular world, which is sort of where I want them. But we've actually now he had a heap of bonuses that he gave to his to his empire, and so he's now gone. They'd have to start again, which means that they're going to be even worse off with what does go on. I don't think we can see anything at all about him at this now that we've sort of done what we've done here. So we'll just keep on bombarding that planet down. It's still their capital, but they now no longer have the emperor. Let's just go and remove that one and move in. So we know that they've got a few mining stations here that we need to remove. So let's say the 8th. The 8th, I might even use the 8th to do this as well. So I'll get the 8th, which is essentially just a little defense fleet. So it's not all that strong, but it can certainly take out mining bases. Now this one here is a brown dwarf. That's a resort base. I won't worry about that one so much. When it did show that one had, or was it over here somewhere? It may have been this one here. Yeah, this one here, 57%. So we'll get the 8th to just continue fighting in this particular system. We do actually have an admiral, a ghost admiral, on board this particular fleet. So we'll just go and attack that mining station as well. So I'll just manually control the 1st and the 8th as well, just to start to sort of remove the what they've got, like all the different mining stations and things. We better now start to just double check what's going on this world. Really, I want that one to. I want to stop at around about, say, 500 million. It's going to take them a long time to build back up again. So just watch the numbers come down. This is my 10th fleet. And that alone crushes them to a large degree just by doing this bombardment. I don't want to destroy them completely. we may be cruel, but we're not animals. Alright, we're getting down there now. These are slow growing as well, like the Daewits don't have a fast move. That's interesting. The Quamino have declared war on the Boscara devouring mass. The reason this is interesting is that so I'll just remove that one. I'm surprised it's taken this long for this war to kick on, because this is the Boscaran devouring mass in through here. If I just go and turn this one on. Actually, no, sorry, it's the Overmind. Oh, and they have now lost. Is that? There's a world in here. Is that the? Yeah, this is the devouring mass. In this side, but there is actually a world from the Overmind Ascendancy. I thought the Overmind Ascendancy would become their target, because they did take over an Actarian world over through here. So this one here is actually controlled by the Overmind. So yeah, no, it's a different one. I thought that would become their target, not the other Boscaran. So yeah, anyway, that's. Not the way I read that one. Okay, so let's continue on with our attack on the homeworld here. And again, we're down to 600. I'll just let it go. 580. So I'll just leave a small portion left. So we're under attack in the Draco system. All right, that's now there is different mining stations there. Let's bombard this world now. So we'll just send this one in. You can see that we're starting to now build up our mining stations in around their area. So we're going to bombard Upsilonus 5 now with this particular fleet. So they'll now move off to do this one. The others, this is the third fleet. So I've got to, with the third, I've just got to manually control it to tell it what to do. We'll just go and attack this particular station. Unfortunately, I can't queue up the attacks. It doesn't sort of work at this stage properly. Got ghost ships now going in to do that as well. So we're crushing the ability for them to do anything at all in their home system. Yep, so we're now bombarding that particular one. We'll just let that one happen for a little while. And in the meantime, we'll just take as much Caslon here as we possibly can. There's different pirate ships moving around. These are the vicious bandits. Mission completed. Yep, that's not a big one. Under attack. I'll look to see what's going on here. Oh, this is a lone ship. This is a ship that we captured from the Boscara. That is just out just doing raids and stuff. Actually, that's interesting. We've got the fourth here. Oh, here we go. So the Imperial Artuks have actually now have taken over an ocean colony, Zarton 3, in the Zarton system. So the Artuks are sort of pushing back. Like they're coming second last, but they're actually punching pretty hard against the leader of the game. That's one less colony that but we have to get rid of a lot of colonies for this to sort of to get rid of the Gizarians as a threat. So I'll just dismiss that one. We've then got the under attack, the Reckless Fist at Upsilonus 9. That's okay. And then we've got this. I might actually go and I didn't realise that we actually still had a base over here that we need to get rid of. So let's just go across. I thought we'd actually cleared out this whole system, but I will actually go and destroy this base with my fourth fleet. So I'll just go and attack that one and then put it back to defend again after that. So it will still do the attack, it will destroy that one and then move back to on auto. There's nothing else we're really sort of seeing through here, so we'll just keep things sort of thumping along. Now there's a construction ship going back to build a large base, that's okay. Let's keep on going. Now they're going to, they've already been completely crushed. What I need to be doing here is ensuring that we have this thing built. The solar rendezvous is on its way through. It is in space, moving in now to build that particular mining station. Here we go. The enemy fleet detected. The 16th Invasion Fleet attacked vector towards a single ship, which is not really a big problem. So I'll just dismiss that one. We're going to this is just the leftovers of an invasion that went wrong from their perspective. And new monitoring station complete at Gallant Culprit back in through here. So where do we build that one? Oh, it's not really where I want it, to be honest. So I've got they're on auto build. Actually, one thing I haven't really explored is the automation for these sorts of bases. I find that the AI builds too many of them, and it's then becomes a drain on my economy. So let's have a look and see if we can figure this one out. And I haven't done this for a long time. So if I go to the policies, I think it's in here. But I forget exactly where it is. So hopefully you won't mind me just doing a bit of diving around. At the moment, I've got ship and base design is on automatic, and base construction is on automatic. That's why it's not asking me if it wants to build them. It's just automatically doing it. And then we have the different sorts of things that we can then go and do. Monitoring station priority. Construction priority level for building new monitoring stations is in your empire. High priority means more monitoring stations will be built. So I'm going to actually make that one low. I wish you could turn it off, actually. But I'll make it low because that's not something that I want them to be automatically doing. because it just like there's no point building it back there. They go out twice as far, but it's not really going to help me that much, in the sense I've already got a monitoring station there and another one over here somewhere as well. Like in terms of I've got bases with monitoring stations, so I don't need it. I don't need the with the long range scanners. Sorry, if I turn off these long range scanners, we see out to here, like we do see further, but it's just not worth it. So the building that station, where was it? Here in this asteroid belt. I just don't see the benefit of it. Like it's for where that is. It does see further. And it built another one as well somewhere else. I've got 3 of them now, or building 3. The one that I want, this one in here, because I want to be seeing what these guys are doing, and I want another one in here as well. But I'm thinking I'll probably ditch that one. I just I don't know. Look, I'll leave it there for a while. We can have a look to see where the other ones actually are, but I can change that one to there. I'll just see if there's anything else that allows us to then change what we end up doing with those. So there are different ways you can set up the way that the AI will then focus on stuff. So this will be a low priority now. I wish that there was a none in there as well. That would be pretty good. But I think there is a way that we can go even further than this. If I just come back out and go back into, if I just go back to the actual game menu and go to settings, I think I can do even more in here, but I'm not sure if I can. The customization in this game is just second. There's next level stuff. It's unbelievable. This is actually how we can then show for example, if the civilian ships become too much, all of these little round dots. If we want to clean things up, and we're pretty much at that stage now, I can just turn them off. I might actually show you that just so you can see the difference. It looks very, very congested, everything we're seeing through here. At the moment, I'm getting good information from having this on, so I quite like it, but I can just go into my settings and just go down to the show civilian ships no, and then just go and click on apply, and then turn this off. And so we no longer see those ones. So it does clean up what we're seeing. So we're only sort of seeing the important ships now, is the only ones that sort of show up in the game. So I can turn that off, and at some point in time, it's probably viable to do it. But I'm still liking seeing the flow of the freighters, for example, coming back this way from the enemy. So I'm gonna leave that one back on. But that is actually just another way, just for whoops, cancel that one. Settings. That is one way of making the game, changing essentially what you're going to be sort of seeing through here. So I'll leave it back on. I'll just apply that one, and that way we just have all of the freighters that are moving in through there. So, but it's something that a lot of people do turn it off relatively early. But for me, I'm finding it interesting seeing the flow coming out of these areas to sort of see what's going on there. Let's continue on. They do actually have a little world in through here as well. Actually, that's one that I could take if I wanted to, because that's actually a Wekarus world. It was an independent Wekarus world that the Dayuts now control. Do we want it? Yeah, we've got different. These are just bonuses from the actual Wekarus themselves. I mean, it's one that we could invade if we needed to, but it's not really going to set me up with my objective, which is to take this area. It would just be another world that we'd then have to manage in the middle of a reptilian territory. I think I'll just leave that one where that is. So anyway, we've got the one through there. So Boland's saying when in a war you can just pop on the combat overlay. Yeah, that's true as well. I should always forget about that one. You've got the game settings in there as well, which will then sort of turn it on. This is the resource flow on or off, so I can actually turn on to see the flow that way as well. I've got the migration flow where I can sort of see the if I go to all races, I can see the flow of races moving around. Like, you know, we've got people moving from here into Nair, for example. So Nair is actually getting more migration flow coming back in this other side. So we've got different, and other ones are then going, like Saddlebari, for example, is a fairly big Dayut world that is actually part of our group. And so we're actually shuffling Dayuts away from important worlds and putting them onto Saddlebari. Didn't realise that was now 1.4 billion. That's actually growing fairly strong. So there's an overall, we're getting a lot of as we take over worlds, we are sort of moving things around a little bit. So it looks like the Artooks, this would actually be the Dayuts from here are being transported to other worlds. So the Altar system, if we have a quick look at this one and just have a look to see what we've got there. Where is it? This one here. Yeah, this is actually a Dayut world as well. So this is a specialist Dayut world. So there's an influx coming in from other systems. If I go back and have a look, so the Artooks are being resettled from here. The Gizarians are being resettled from here, but I am allowing Dayuts to live here. So I've got those going in, but I'm not letting them live in the Artook world that was over here. So there's actually we're sort of migrating away from Adberg. If we have a look and see that one through there, you can see there that we're essentially with the Boscara, the Dayuts, etc., we actually do not accept them coming back into this world. This world here is mainly Artooks, so we're blocking them from moving. This one here, the Onohig system does actually have 773 million Dayuts on this world, and it's going to be hard for us to assimilate them. So I don't want them on the world. The other ones are only 32 million; they don't really count. So I want this world to be an Artook world, not an Artook Dayut world. And so this one here, I do actually have the Dayuts are being resettled away from this particular system. And so passenger ships will come in and transport those Dayuts away from that world back to the... that's that flow that we're seeing there of the Dayuts being resettled into the Altar system, which I think this is just where this game is just unbelievable. All these things happen once you set things up. You don't. I'm not even looking at the passenger ships, but that's actually what will be happening. The passenger ships won't be able to get there in one loop. There's a traveller there. This one's transporting migrants from Onohig in the Draco system to Abiapur in the Altar system. That's exactly what we're looking through there. This one is a passenger ship. I'm looking at this. It's a circle with a little cross through it. There's another one there. That one will be doing the same thing. This one's got 300,000 Dayuts being resettled, and so it's moving out to there, bounces into the Kujos system and then into Altar. So we'll start to see a few of these. There's another one there, which is also going in with... actually, it does have some Artooks for some reason. I'm not sure why, but then there's a whole lot of Dayuts in there as well. And so it's sort of, these are now just being resettled from those ones. There's another passenger ship. This one's going from Roskiri to Horizon to the Horizon Casino. This one's actually ultimately just going to be doing like generating money for us. But that's the resettlement away from that particular zone. I'm happy for the Artooks to have that world, but not the Dayuts. So we just set those things up again, which is great to see. I'll just turn that one off that one, and then we've got the tourism flow. I'll just go all races there, so we sort of can see tourism going into different locations. This generates money with what we can sort of see through that side. I haven't really shown this much at all, have I? This is the combat overlay. Combat overlay will then just focus on what we have in terms of military. So you can actually just go and turn that one on to essentially clean up the game again. Just turn off the different bits and pieces. So that's the combat overlay there. But I'll leave it back on. I do like having this information. It looks busy, but it certainly is giving us information. We have fleet engagement areas and attack paths, so we can sort of see then the paths of the fleets. This one here is travel ship vectors for the selected ship only. I can change that to all ships. This is all of our ships. This is actually where they're going, what they're doing, back and through here, which is it looks pretty cool actually, doesn't it? Looking at the spider web of ship movement, looks very, very interesting. But anyway, I can get just a selected ship only is the default. State ships, I can then sort of see if there's any, like whenever we've got fleets that are being moved around like this, for example. So we're seeing it there, but I'll just leave it selected ship only. That way, when I click on a ship, I'll then get the information. Hang on, where is it? Yeah, so then get the information of where that one's actually going. Then finally, we've got the location badges, which is we've got different ones in through here. We've got off. These are the like Upsilonus, for example. This is actually something where you can set this one up to like if we go basic, it's just going to give us the most basic information, which is all you really need. But you do actually have extended, where you then start to get information about who lives in the systems, the numbers, things like this. So you can start to sort of see the details about the system, and then you've got even further, again, detailed back and through there again as well, which is going to give us just a little bit more in terms of the resources that do come through. But I find that that's just becomes a little bit overwhelming, a bit too much. So I just leave it back on the basic. But it is handy to have it there. When I hover over it there, I still get the full information for each system. So you can just do it with the hover. Okay, and then the last one we have is exploration off. So green, this one here is going to give us the, if I turn that one on, we can then sort of get a bit of a, I wish that the yellow, I wish the green was a darker green, but it's not. It's like, for me, the yellow and the green look identical. I'm a bit colorblind. That's something I've asked for like for a long time, but it hasn't been done. And then diplomatic relations, again, I can actually sort of see the diplomatic relations of the different factions and what they think of us, essentially. So we've got the that just sort of is colouring the systems red if we're at war with that system. Yeah, so anyway, that's sort of where we have those. I'll just keep them turned off though. Anyway, that's the bit of the user interface and with the changes that have gone on there. So this one here, do we need this one? Back to here. I actually don't think we need it. The trouble with this is that the monitoring stations are a net drain on our economy. I think I'm going to, God, actually I might have a look at all the monitoring stations and just sort of and see what we've got. So if I go across to now monitoring stations, I would imagine that they'd be under exploration. Maybe they're not. That's just the actual ships, special locations that we were aware of. It would be under ships in that case. So we've got the fleets, troops, admirals, defensive base monitoring stations. There we go. We've only got 2 at this stage. So we've got the Andat station back in through there, which has just been created, but we also have a long-range scanner there. These go double the distance though, so they actually extend twice as far as the long-range scanner from the other one. And then we have another one which was set up over here somewhere. Yeah, we have a long-range scanner there. I'm actually happy for that one. Look, I'll keep them at this stage, I think. So I'll just keep them there. We've set it up now where we're not going to be seeing it too much, so we'll just leave that one where that is. Yeah, Bolton's piece, and so they say nice border stations, yes. And like I'm building them in here, so I need to get even more. Like when we go to war, I don't have any locations in here that I can really build them yet because we're not at war. But I will be wanting to build one at that location as well, just so we can sort of see what's going on. But we'll start here at the at QA 286, and then sort of build in. Once we get it here, we're then going to be able to see all of the Gizarian movement, but by that stage it's all going to be a bit too late in the sense that the die will be cast by that stage. Now this the third fleet, I might just go and build a large mining station here as well. So the third fleet, do I have anything I want to do with this now? I'm just looking for more. One thing I might do is I might set up well, actually, this one here, I will actually, yeah, I've got more over here. So we'll just go and destroy this one now. All right, so off we go again. Here we go. What have we got now? Just missed that one. The treaty offer, decline, end war. So it's asking us to actually just do a white peace because it's not really worrying us at all. I'm just going to decline that because I do want to crush them. And really, what I need to really make sure that we do is to build the mining station here. This construction ship just has to finish that one through there. Just dismiss that. So we've got lots of things going on now. Just keep that bombardment going. Yeah, that's fine where that is. Yeah, an Upsilon 7 mining station, that's fine. We expect to see those. Okay, we now have, so we've taken, it looks like the, it looks like that research station ended up being destroyed. Let's have a bit of a look and see. Yeah, we didn't capture it, so that's been destroyed. We'll just go back and build our own research station there. And that one there doesn't really have any resources. Yeah, so we get 9 armor research by building a station there. And again, as a research center, that's going to give us a long-range scanner in for this system, which again will sort of push this scanning a little bit further out as well. So it's saying it's wanting us to go and conquer a enemy colony. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be taking over their worlds. So I'm going to decline that mission, and we can get up to 3 of them. We've got a defend an important research station. We've got defend an important colony in the Draco system, which we've essentially, there's no way that they can take that anymore. And is under attack. Yep, that's okay. We'll just dismiss that one as well. So in here we have the 5th, which essentially no longer has a mission. Is there anything else we need to do in this system? Yep, we've got mining stations. I might as well just attack these as well. And then I'll put it back to raid. And I'll just double check how, yeah, it's 200M range from the Abipur spaceport, which if I click that one, it's going to be raiding anything it can find in here, which is actually good enough. In fact, what I might do is I might actually get it to raid from the Draco system. So if we go into this homeworld here, into this spaceport, and make this one the home base for the 5th. That way it will then raid 200M away from that one, which includes all of the, pretty much everything that's left in the core areas of the Daewits. So that one will sort of then, it will then raid what it can back in through there. I'll just dismiss that one. It will still ask me if it can go off and do it. Now that's interesting. We do actually have a fleet in here, the start of a fleet. This is the 21st Defence Force, which is a heavy escort. Not going to worry us in here at all. I think if that one starts to attack, I will actually then go and clean that one up. I'll just get the 3rd again and just let it destroy all of these different bases. That one, that's the general, like I actually took that general when we destroyed one of the bases. Okay, we've got an admiral. It's Ghost Admiral. Datnui has invaded and taken over the Seni Desert from the Artuks, so they're actually taking over worlds as well. So you can see that it's the Daewits, sorry, the Gizarians really are in a like they're occupied with the Artuks. So I think it's almost time, like once we sort of really get this war over and done with in a meaningful way, we'll then sort of come through and take other things. Let's just now go and have a quick look and see what's happening over through here. So we have the, this is the 1st, and so it's actually, it was, that one's nothing. So we'll come and crush this one. Actually, that's a settler ship. That's gone. Let's just take this one. So they've got these different moons and things. Yeah, that one there. Now we do actually have, we did take the gas giant here. I will actually go and build a large mining station there, just again so that we've got control over what they've got. They've got 3 billion there, and another mining station there. I'll just go and get the, that was the first, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Just go and destroy that as well. The 8th. Build a large mining station there. So the 8th is set to, I'll just keep on destroying everything I can find in these areas. I don't think there's anything too important. Actually, one thing we should look for is the big resources. Just see if there's anything else that we've actually been able to get. We've got one of them under our. We've got loris fruit. I think it's loris fruit. Anyway, we'll have a look at the Zentabia fluid. Actually, I can't remember which one we've got. Let's just quickly go to resources again. We're looking at. We'll just go to luxury resources. So we'll just go to luxury. And in this case, we're looking for the big ones. So we're looking at Caribbean spice. Now, we know that there's one source of this in the galaxy. Let's just see where that actually is. If we just zoom back out and hover over it. Are we seeing it? There it is there. So that is the Caribbean. This is like June. This is like Arrakis. Spakuzu. This has actually just been taken over by the Gizareans. So this one does actually have Caribbean spice, which is sort of gives like a bonus to research, happiness and development. That's actually a very dangerous one for the Gizareans to control. I don't want them having that. So not that we can do much about that one. It's too far away. But that's essentially Arrakis there, the equivalent of Arrakis. Then we've got loris fruit. We don't have any loris fruit locations in the galaxy, and then the other one, the last one, is the Zentabia fluid, and there's 4 sources. We control 2 of them, so there's another one there, and so that one's flashing. You can see the 2 that we've got there. That's ours. But is there anything else closer? There's another one there. So this one is actually here, and so this is under the control of the Gizareans as well. So they've got Zentabia fluid there, but where's the 4th one? So we'll look for the sort of like the flashing yellow circle. Not seeing it there. But the 2 in ours. Is there 2 worlds in here maybe? No, only the one. Hi Began, how you going? Finding these can be important because, like particularly with the Gizareans controlling like 2 different special resources like that, is potentially a big concern, you know, and the fact that they just took over this world, like they invaded that world at the Heka system to get the Caribbean spice. Where is this 4th planet? I'm not seeing it there. If I go back to the combat overlay, there it is. Okay, that makes it, the combat overlay just dims everything down, but it will then show up these fairly well. Actually, that's a good little tip. I didn't realise you could do that effectively. But that's then, so we've got another one in there. And so the world that we have is this one, which is another Zentabia fluid one, and the Daoits control that one. There's only 50 M on this particular one. This is actually an outpost. But the Daoits do control it. I'm actually happy enough for them to have that because they're so badly crushed at this point in time. It's not really a concern if they actually have that ability. So what we'll do is through here with the... so I won't worry about the Zentabia fluid, but those 3 are major things. And the fact that the one source of Caribbean spice is actually is under the control of the Gizareans means that if that gets back to their home world, like from Heka all the way back through to Dat Nui, it's going to dramatically improve or increase what they can do. In fact, we can see if they've been able to get any of these special resources, it's going to push their economy probably into game-winning position. So it becomes very, very dangerous. Now, they've got another invasion force there, which we might have a look at. They've also got a defense force there. So when we go in, you can see that they're very, very strong. This world, if we have a look at the resources, we can then have a look to see, do they have any of those specials? No. They're asking for it, but they don't actually have any yet. Loris fruit they do have. That's interesting, because that's the other one, and we didn't see. We don't know of any sources there. It says one of one source that they control. Includes foreign locations from trade agreements. No, known locations one. So they've got one source of Loris fruit, and then the Zentabia fluid. They don't have any of that. Again, there's 4 sources. So there is one of the Loris fruit. I thought it said 0. Yeah, we don't know about it. All right, so they control that as well. So that's, and they do actually have Loris fruit at their homeworld. So we're not going to see an increase there. But if they bring the spice back in, the Caribbean spice, then that's going to push their economy fairly high. All right, so anyway, we're crushing them in here, which is a good thing. Let's just continue on. So in this instance, we've got the this is the bombardment. We're down to 600 million there. I'll just grab that fleet and now move them off to this other world. I'm just going to bombard Upsilonus 4. That's going to pretty much destroy their ability to operate effectively from in here. Now, what have they got there? That's just the 16th. Don't have to worry about that one. This is the first attack force. And so we're doing that bombardment as well. 16th is not going to worry us. Oh, here we go. Now, I'm actually in a position. Actually, what have they got down here? The 21st Defence Force, 3 ships. So they're actually now offering to end the war. We have crushed them enough for them to, and we have taken over some of their abilities to mine. We don't actually have this one yet. But I think we've done enough. Yeah, I think we've done enough. We've got this one here. This was the important one. Like that was the big one we had to go and get. This one's under construction. 93%. I'll just let that one get constructed and then we'll accept this treaty. Mining station complete. So it's now ready to go. Accept trade, the Blackstorm Council, Unknown Ruins. Yeah, I'll accept that. Accept the trade. What are we up to? Sector governance. I might just crash research this one. It's going to cost me a bit. Pay the costs, yes. So that's going to cost me a fair bit of money, but I need to get this one to get my colony corruption. You can see that one right there where the cursor is 30%. At the moment we have 20%. That's going to help a lot with our money. So our finances are not great. So with the cash flow, so we've been trying to fix that up as we've been doing all these things as well. So I can now accept this. It's under attack. Yep, that's okay. We'll just leave that one where that is. Trade deal. Yeah, that's fine. And so we will actually now accept this one. So what they're going to do is they're going to give us their galaxy map. They're going to give us back one of our spies. We have the Esnahole mining station as well. So they must have had a mining station inside one of the locations. So then we've got the research project, pulse jump theory, and fission mastery. So that's all good stuff. So we'll accept all of those. So we end up with the with 2 new techs, and so we're no longer at war with the Daots, and they're not going to be able to fight back now. Look, pretty much we've now crushed them. So now it's the time for the Gizarians, for us to prepare for that phase of the game. And really, once we take out the Gizarians, that's going to be it's going to be a lot of work to do it. But once we get started, we should then be able to start to peg back their abilities, particularly if we can really dominate their homeworld. Pulse jump theory research completed. We completed research into pulse jump theory. Gives us the velocity drive. Okay, so we'll just dismiss that one. And then we've got the fission mastery. This one gives us the fission reactor version 3, which is probably still not as good as we want. If we have a quick look and see the text that we actually have for those. So if we just go back up to the other ones, where are they? Where are they? The thrust, that's the hyperdrives. That's the Equinox, that's what we've got currently. That's the one that we just picked up from the Daots. They've given us this velocity drive as their own drive. It's faster than the one that we've got. Like this one here is a 552, but I'm actually happy enough with what we've got. I won't go out of my way to change that to the velocity drive. Actually, what's the size? That one is size 15. This one here is size 17. So it does save 2 tons on the ships. That's the shielding. Fission mastery. So we've got quantum exploitation at this point in time. But we've been using the Nova Core reactor has been good enough for everything we need to do. This is a very, very good reactor from the Quamino. So that was stolen. And we've now got the fission mastery back in through here as well. Just so that's the end of the fission projects. So that's all okay. We're doing sector governance at this stage, electromagnetic defences, troop transports and capital ships. Now, I don't know about the troop transports, I might just go to capital ships actually. Let's move that one up the list a bit. All right, we'll just exit research and job done essentially. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set up the all of the different locations. Because we want to bounce into here. And so we want to be in control of as much of this as we possibly can be. Before we go in. 21st Invasion Force, what do they got? They've got 250,000, 12 infantry on board this. So they're ready, they're just rolling these out to go and invade the worlds out here. So the Artooks are at the peripheral end of their empire, and so that's why the Artooks are surviving. But the Ikaru, I think, are in here somewhere. I forget where they are, but they've really been suffering. Now so if we have a quick look at the victory conditions again, oh gosh, they're up to 59% now. They're 1% off. I don't think we can wait. I think we just have to get ready and go in. I think this is now too dangerous, but we're going to have to go in with everything. From the Draco system. All right, let's plan this out. Because we can't wait anymore. At 59%, they're getting too close to victory. If I just find it saying maybe we haven't scouted yet. Well, we haven't. I don't think we've actually done any missions against the Datanui to take their galaxy map. That's probably why we don't know about it. I think that they're too well protected. These are extremely powerful. Now we should be building the monitoring station out here. Yeah, there we go. This one's under construction. Yeah, so this is unbuilt. Once we get that one built, we're then going to be able to... that will then give us the early warning systems that we're going to be needing if these guys come back against us. I'm not even going to worry about what they've got in the other systems, because the... I mean, I can start to go through and destroy some of these, but it really comes down to there's 10 billion Gizarians here. And I think I just have to take them out. I think that's pretty much all we can really go and do. So let's just go and set up all of the different fleets that we need. So the first fleet is back over there, which is, I'll just set that one up as an attack fleet initially. And it's being set up around the Garrus system. I'm going to bring all of these in now into this system and just put them into one of these two locations. That's going to become the home base for the first. So they'll move back to there. So that will be their attack range. You can see there that is set for 100M. At 200M, it doesn't even reach. I'd have to go 300M to make that one viable, but I'll just go and make it 100M. And what we could even do is actually go and, once we get this zone established, the 5th has got no mission anymore. It's also back there, again, just as a raiding fleet. We do actually have this. There is a mining station there, the potential. This one's the Artux. It's got heaps of fuel on board. What's the range between that and the home world? Could that be a staging point? If we have a look at this one here, just press the Alt key, then click. That's 138. Actually, if I go and click on that one there, so even getting back to the monitoring station, that's nearly 200, but we don't have fuel there. So we can see that there's refueling there. There's fueling there essentially. That's the closest refueler that we've got. It's too far away from our systems. We want to be in this line here somewhere. There is fuel there actually. There is fuel there. I should have checked these. There's no fuel there. Right, let's have a look and see who controls the fuel. This one. It's reasonable. It's a Dayot world. A Dayot one that's controlled. I wonder if I could buy that off them. I mean, it would be worth a lot to us. Oh, they've actually become a vassal. Recently ended a war with this faction. Are they our vassal? Yeah, okay. So they, I didn't even see that in the list of what we then ended up doing. So they pay monthly tribute of 83 credits to us, which includes Defence Pact, military refueling, free trade agreement, and non-aggression treaty. So yeah, actually, I didn't even see that in the list. Just look at the message log. So accept treaty. It doesn't say it there, does it? So that's the new Supreme Inquisitor. So that's just off. That's just showing the trade. It's the Blackstorm Council. Yeah, that's them there. Yeah, I'm not seeing it there. I didn't see it. It said it there? Where? Offers to end our war. We propose an immediate end to the war between us. We also offer the galaxy map, the spy, the mining station, research theories, and unknown ruins. Was top of the list. I don't see it as being subjugated though. On the diplomacy screen, after you clicked on it. Yeah, but I didn't see them offer that. Like it's not part of, like it's up here, but I didn't actually see it come up as a message. Like it certainly shows it there. And they're subjugated, they're a subjugated vassal. So what this one does do is this completely opens everything up, because anything that the Dayuts control, we can make use of. So if we have a look and see, is there there's research facilities and things there. There's I don't think they've got any actual system in there that we can make use of. Just go back across into this system. But that one there, we can stage from that one. Just get rid of those messages. Yep, so we're still positive with our war weariness. We're going to be declaring war, which will then put us on the back foot. That one there, that's the key. That's the one that we needed. We just don't have long-range scanning from there. So that becomes a bit of a problem. And hopefully we can get the other long-range scanner in here. And this one as well. Well, this one's going to be coming. We're going to be able to see fairly far out, but not all the way into here. All right. Well, let's just use that for the refueling. I don't know if we can actually even set the these bases up. So if we just go back across and have a look at this particular, God, that's so lucky. So we just go and right-click. No, I can't actually. I can refuel there. So let's just go and do that one. And I will actually, I don't have a home base that I can really make use of with that one, but that's for what we want to do. Let's just go and set that one up as just a manual. Like it's going to go and refuel at the CAF2. The fifth is also just going to be set to manual again, and we're going to set that to refuel there as well. Refuel at CAF2. The third, like the mighty third, which is sort of back in through here, will also move up. It's already set to manual, and so it's going to now move up to CAF2 and stage from there. So we'll go in with 3 big fleets. I've got the just refuel, and our bombardment one. We're going to bombard their homeworld. So we'll get that to also just go and refuel there. And that's also set to manual. In terms of the 8th fleet, I don't have to worry. The Draco system is the 4th actually as well. You can see there, that's our fuel range. So I can still operate from the 4th, from this one through here. I'll keep that one as a defensive fleet, just operating from Draco. That will become the target if they do an invasion. So I'll keep the 4th back there. The 5th, we're moving across. The 6th, we have only got like a small defence force. That's back at the home bases. 7th is back there. The 8th is manually controlled, but I'll just put this one back to a defensive force. It's just going to defend back there, which is sort of on the other borders, which will be okay. The 9th fleet is really on that Boscaran front, so I'm just going to keep it there. It doesn't need to do anything. And then the 10th fleet is going to be moving across as well. So I think we just unpause and we'll just let these things. I think that's going to be enough to completely crush the home system, but I'm expecting a lot of stuff. So we're waiting for this one to be built. The QA286 beacon. Oh, there we go. The actual scan is now up and running. So you can see it doesn't actually extend out too far. We are seeing some movement out this way, but it's not enough. And really what we're going to be doing is doing a surprise attack. Now they're going to see our presence. They're going to sort of be aware that, that tensions will be rising here. But this is just interesting to sort of see what's going on. So the Dat Nui homeworld will be crushed here. That's the 21st Defence Force. They're moving off to other worlds. So we're now leaving Upsilonus. So we're sort of leaving them in complete devastation. If we have a look back in through here, we should then see that's the new Supreme Inquisitor. There we go. Monitoring station complete. So that's it there. Awesome. That then gives us the eyes to see invasions coming. So we're going to have early warning for Draco. This is actually really what we wanted in here. I do want to get that station built. Actually, what's that one there? Is that? It's a frozen gas giant. It's not going to do anything for us. Okay, new mining station completed, and we will be wanting to. There should be a ship coming out to build this one as well. That's they've got a lot of freighters coming back from the holdings that they have further out. There goes the old 16th. So there goes the 8th going back to protect this area. We still have the 7th in through here, which is a long way back. I might tell it to also just go up into the into one of these, the Garrus system, and just go to this moon and set this one up as its home base as well. Actually, I might even do that one from the 4th, from Draco, which is also set into here. So I'll just do it from this location. So home base for the 7th will now move up to that position, which leaves us fairly denuded in terms of abilities back at the home world, except for the 9th back over there. New mining station completed. That's good. So these are the 5th. Get everyone fueled up, and then we'll go for the attack. You can just see what the cash flow, how this one operates as we sort of come back in. So Orangutan saying, did the range increase once it was completed? Actually, that's an interesting point. No, it's still on the peripheral area there. So that the long range scanner that we have back at QA 286. Beta detection. Yeah, so in this case, we're sort of seeing, like it's sort of petering out there. Where you're seeing this one from it, like it's watching the ships. It's identifying the ships coming back this way, but it's aware of the ships in through here. It's just not identifying them. But as things come into this system, so all of these ships, all of these fleets will now get back into this system. Once we get refueled, it's then going to be we're going to then press the button and go for the really start the final war. This will be the war for dominance. God, this is so close. If they get the spice back to Dat Nui before we can get our attack in, they win the game. It's come down to that basically. Can they get the spice from the Hika system through to Dat Nui before our attack starts? Now we don't know what the ships are that are in through here, but this looks like freighters. But it looks like that's a fairly important location for some reason. It's funny, our original plan was to take this world here, this independent world, and then invade that way. It's the Ikaru. Actarians. Okay, they're all just going after different groups. They're pleased with us. We do have a non-aggression treaty with them. So we're trying to ally with them. Let's wait for these big fleets to arrive. We're pretty much going in with everything. So that's the day it's coming back in. So we can now see the movement of fleets. So we should be able to sort of stomp on things, but we'll be able to do a surprise attack coming into here. I'm assuming that they actually have the where is it? I'm assuming that they're going to have long-range scanners. No, they don't. Well, in that case, we may be able to get the jump on them. They do have iron bombs. That's interesting. I'll offer them that. The closer we are to the Artooks, the better. God, we've got a lot more tech than these guys. Yeah, no, there's nothing much we can do there. Okay, they've accepted our free trade agreement. Can we work with them? I can't talk with them just for a little bit of time. For another year. So they've got different colonisation that they've got. Yeah, we've got a lot more than what they've got there as well. Yep, no, there's nothing much going to happen there. All right, we'll just leave that one where that is. Which one is their capital? Yeah, that's it there. There's our ambassador. I'll leave him on the world here, but this is essentially, this is the world that we need to attack. 6 billion people there. 6 billion Gizarians. Could you give all the Gizarian enemies lots of tech? I could. Actually, I could, you know. They're on the opposite end. They're not going to be a threat to us. Plus 33 if we speak with them. I might wait until we've actually got this one here, and then we'll try to negotiate something more meaningful. We'll just keep on going. Yeah, no, probably I wouldn't do that actually, because I'm sure that like we've got very, very good protection with our spies, so I'm going to keep my tech to myself. I think I won't do that because as soon as I give it to the Artooks, everyone else is going to have it. So it's going to be basically then given straight to the essentially to the Gizarians, because they'll have spies everywhere as well. So we move into this location. Now, is that another? That's the construction ship there, is it? No, that's an explorer. It's a mining station. Let's get rid of that. Where was the research center? Yeah, we're building it there. This one's got its stuff on board already. Where is it? Oh, a long way away. Yeah, so it's miles away. All right, so we can't rely on that one. So leave the 4th and the 7th back to defend Draco. I'm assuming that most of the Gizarians will be occupied back up in here. Now we're only seeing a small portion of what the Gizarians have in terms of their threat level. If we go back into here, this is quite interesting actually. What's going to happen through here? If we go and click on that one, their reputation is incredibly high because they've been getting rid of the hive ships. We're looking at their no military strength of 13,000. Now, we've actually built our cruisers to combat their ships. So I might even show that now, actually, just quickly do a bit of a summary as to what's going on. If we have a look at their defence force, which will be sort of typical of what we'll sort of start to see. So they've got like destroyers and frigates. If we have a look at their destroyers and have a look in, see they've got 2 medium hive hangers on their destroyer ships. They have assault blasters in through here, which is just a direct fire weapon. This is only version 2. It's not going to be, that one's not really going to be anything too powerful. They do actually have long-range concussion missiles, which again, we don't have to worry too much about those. What it comes down to is these hangars. And so each of these hangars that they have holds 12 fighter capacity. So they've actually got 24 fighters on each of these ships, which means that that's 48 fighters that we have to then contend with just out of that small fleet alone. And it's only a small fleet. Then we have to contend with the actual planets themselves. So the that must be the home world, I'm guessing. I'm not seeing the... I don't think it's one of these. Yeah, it's got to be that one there, surely. Yeah, no, it is this one. So in this one here, if we have a bit of a look and see what else they've got themselves a troop cloning facility, hive fighter base. So this one gives them another 36 fighters. So we're going to have to, contending with the fighters is going to be very, very hard. So they've got 36 there. They do have a advanced Medi complex, a Galactic Wonder. Yeah, not that we have to worry too much about that one. Then we've got the other thing we have to then contend with is what happens here at the spaceport. So the spaceport has also got another 24 ships on board there as well. So we're looking at like potentially hundreds of fighter craft and bombers that we have to then protect against. So when we come in, we're going to have to go in with all of our fleets. So our fleets are going to have to contend with the small craft of the Gizarians. And that's their secret source. That's what they have, and it becomes a like if you don't protect well against that, it's going to be diabolically bad for us. And we've got a long way to go back to repair. Like we have to go all the way back to Draco to repair anything. So when we go in, we're going to have to go in hard, and we're going to have to destroy those fighters as best we possibly can. And it's going to mean micromanagement a little bit. Like we have to micromanage things just a shade. If we have a look at our fleet, so if we go back into the first fleet, which is now just arriving to refuel, and have a look at the ships that we've got. So our heavy escorts, and I didn't redo these. These don't have any point defense weapons, which makes them very, very ineffective against fighter craft. So then we've got the frigates. The frigates have got a Sentinel multi-beam defense, but only on the port side of the ship. So they only can fire at fighter craft on the port side. They can still fire ahead and behind as well, but that's essentially just like a minimal point defense weapon there. So that is under what we would be wanting. That's the escorts, the heavy frigates. And then we've got the destroyers. The destroyer design is not very good. It's only got one Sentinel beam as well, and that's also just on the port side. So it's sort of facing a little bit more to the front though. So we've only got one there. So really what we had to do was to try to, because we knew that this fight was going to be coming, I then needed to go into the cruisers, like the biggest of our ships, and design that one with lots and lots of point defense. So we've got 3 point defense on this particular ship. So The cruisers are going to be the ones that are going to have to take out the fighter craft with the Sentinel beams. So that's actually essentially what we've designed for our fleets. So it would be really cool to be able to go back in and redesign all of the fleets, but it would then just take way too long. So I think we're stuck with what we've got. Yeah, so orangutan saying, I wonder if a fleet of escorts armed with point defence would help. It sort of would, like a big fleet of them. You know, it sort of would. I wonder if we build that as a fighter suppression fleet. We can do that actually. Let's just go and do that one right now. So if we go across, what Orangutans is then suggesting is that we change a cheap design to make it just a point defence fighter. And at the moment, the trouble I've got, this is going to be a little bit convoluted, but if we go back into our military tab and just go into our fleet templates, I can build different fleet templates. So I'd be building a second one set up potentially, it doesn't matter which one I choose, but I probably would choose the defence fleet to sort of start off with. The bomber fleet has got very specialised ships in it. If I go and edit this one here, you'll see there that this one has got like just 4 of the heavy escort designs. And so these upgrade to the heavy escort. The bombers themselves, I've got 12 bombers in the fleet, and these are bomber frigates, and they stay as bomber frigates. So what I'd need to do is go and change and heavy escort's probably going to be the one that we need to use because it's going to have an extra weapon slot. So to do that effectively, it would probably just be that. Maybe not. Let's have a look and see what we have with the escorts. If we go into the ship designs, and just click on roll, so we end up with all the escorts together. So we're only using the heavy escorts, and they are all basically just set up as a to use the big pulse weapons to sort of take down bigger ships. If I go to the patrol escort, which is a faster design, and actually just go and edit this one, we can see that we've only got the one slot there, only one mount, which is not good. So that's not going to help us. And if I go back to the standard old escort and go and edit that one again, that's only just got one mount on the actual ship itself. So it's not really going to be good enough. Also, we can then have a look to see the maintenance. So these are 127. If we look at our cruiser, the cruiser is around about 5 times the maintenance, but essentially packs 3 times as much Sentinel beams on it. So at this stage, the cruisers are still probably our better bet in terms of doing that one. If we look at the frigates, we've got we're using the heavy frigates, we're using the fleet frigates, the fast frigates. We'll have a quick look and see what it's got. It's got 3 weapon slots. That's not bad. 3 weapon slots there. That certainly could be done as a fighter suppression group. Let's cancel that one. Let's go to the heavy frigate and have a look and see. We've got 52 of these. Let's just go and edit that one. We've got four mounts there, including one at the back. That's the only real benefit of this one here. You know, I think I might. What do they cost? They cost $346. They're double the cost of the escorts. And the destroyer again is not going to have that much more. So just the destroyer design that we have has got 4 mounts. We don't really get any. So I'm thinking that the three slots from the from the fast frigate, which we're not even using any of these yet. So I can actually just build one of these up as essentially a fighter suppression force. So let's go and do that. Let's go and make these into fighter suppression. So if we go and upgrade this one, do the upgrade, it will then automatically bring in the Acceleros engines are our fastest engine. This is going to be super fast, 185 sprint speed. Probably don't need all that. Let's get rid of all of that. We do have crystal sensors have been placed in. Just seeing it's still using the Nova Core reactor. That's all it actually requires. I've got a few empty slots there, and this is not going to be all that big. So if I just go back across into latest per category and family, and then Baytime, I wish that was the default for this. it's an easier way of checking things out. So we have the Sentinel multi-beams back into here. I'm just going to go and place them into all 3 slots. So that's going to be purely point defense. And then we've got the shielding and the heavy armor. We don't know what the small craft are that are going to be coming from the Gizarians. We haven't seen any of those yet. 2 shields, 1 armor, I think is okay. I think that's going to be fine. Alright, so that gives me essentially the same defensive abilities as the cruisers with this particular design. So this one's going to be called our fighter is that the right word, spelling? Fighter suppression frigate. I'll just call it fighter suppression. Fly swatter, that's a good idea. That's much better. Thanks, orangutans. Hi, Hoffman, how you going? And hi, Naz, as well. So we'll just call it the fly swatter. And so this will, it's too fast. Actually, what's the speed we got on this one? Like we got 187 there. This is incredibly fast. If I start getting rid of some of the engines, 153 is heaps. That's 4 engines, and then I've got the Proton engine version 2 is not going to give me as much speed. And then we've got the thrust vector as well. I'll throw one of them on. That's the single vector is going to give me maneuverability. So I think at 154, that sort of that allows me to move faster than the other ships we've got in the fleet. Everything is good with energy, so the energy sort of is controlled. We do actually have space. We've got a heap of space. What's the range on this? Fuel range, nearly 1,000. That's heaps as well. We've got mega density fuel cell there. Got 2 of them already on board. The other thing I could pop on this would be some. Yeah, I wonder whether I shouldn't change one of these to just a standard weapon. But because these really, all they're going to be able to do is just take down stuff. You know, I think I'll change that weapon and go back to and put in one of the pulse wave cannons, just because I've got the space for it. And this then will make them. They'll still mainly perform that role, but it will just help. I think just to have a large pulse wave cannon. It's going to then take us up to 433. The speed will then come down to 146. Everything else is looking good. That way, at least we then still have the ability to maneuver. It's going to give, and that's also then going to give us a better range of being able to manipulate how this ship then sort of works. So I think that will sort of balance it out. It just means I've probably got to get like an extra one of these, but it will make them much more viable. And we've got 2 empty slots there. I could even just go back in and just grab assault pods, or splinter pods in this case, and just give them the ability to capture. Hi, Mr. Jazz, how you going? So that sort of, it makes them all more of an all-round ship, but it still works with the Sentinels, the Sentinel beams. But it makes them much more multi-purpose, particularly having the two assault pods in there. And that then takes us up to, yeah, we're right on the limits there. 142 sprint speed. I'm happy with that. I really am. The energy is right on the limits now for the hyperdrive. I think this is good. The what's the cost of all of this? Yeah, that won't really matter. Just going back up the top, and so we do get bonuses in through here as well. Ship speed plus 60%. Maneuvering now goes up as well. So we have a bonus just because it's a fast frigate. So yeah, it's not bad. It does cost me a bit per year. So getting these things is, how many will I need in a fleet? I probably need about 10 of these in a fleet, I think, just to make them sort of fairly effective, maybe even 12. So we're again going to be pumping out the money. We do get maintenance savings of 23% because of we've had this sort of like this class of ship around for a while. All right, let's now just go and fix up everything else. So engagement range, same system, aggressive, and we'll make that one aggressive as well. The retreat when, I'll make it 20-50, shields below 20, armor below 50. Position within the fleet is going to be like a picket, essentially. The ship will upgrade to the latest design for the hull. Yep. So in that case, it's going to be the fast frigate hull. It's got one recommendation. Top speed is lower than average for military ships. Empire-wide average is 143. Oh, that's okay. I'm happy enough with that one. Oh, here we go. So Bolins in your game is saying, nice, just got a Centavia fluid mining station by border encroachment and asking for a trade. That's pretty cool. It's a good one to have. All right, so let's... God, we can't really wait for this either. Can't really wait for them. Okay, what we'll do is we'll go and set up the... I'll save and exit this one. This one's now ready to go. So we'll get that one out of the way. So fly swatter, I'm going to now create a fleet that uses those. So rather than just go and build them, and it's set to manual, which just want to double check that. If we go across to fleets, the fleet templates, we'll build this one based on the defense fleet. So I'm just going to go and add new. This is going to be the fighter suppression. I'll just call it that one. Fighter suppression. Don't know if the spelling's right. In this case, we're going to add an item. So it's going to be the fleet role will be probably raid, issue by default. The ship ship role up or downgrade will be disabled. Trim excess ship will be disabled. So we'll just flick that one across. Auto upgrade up. Yeah, that's okay. We're going to add in the items. We're going to change this one now to frigates, and we're going to go and do fly swatters. So we're going to be very specific about the type of ship. I could go with the latest design for the hull, the fast frigate. I could do it that way as well. But I will just call them fly swatters, and that's the only ship I want to have in the fleet. So I'm going to go and get 12 of those in the actual fleet itself. And so we'll probably have to get started with our attacks before we then bring these in. And I think one fleet of these will be enough initially. So we'll just go across and set this one up. So we've got the so the fly swatter in through this other side, frigate. Yep, that'll be enough. Actually, the fleet engagement range. This is default. You can always override this one. The fleet engagement range will be the same system. Ships reassign position within the fleet as needed. That's all okay. Formation very tight. I'm actually happy with that as well. So that's actually good. So we'll just go and close that one down. That then gives us fighter suppression down through here. We've got, allow upgrade, do not upgrade. So we don't want the AI getting involved in that one. It's going to cost me another 5,000 to bring one of these fleets in, but I think it's worth it. So let's go and build a new fighter suppression at... I don't have all of the different places. I was hoping to actually build this in the close to the front line. The closest one I've got is the Abipur spaceport, or near to one of the two. There, actually, Abipur would be the only one. So I'll build it there. So that's going to be the new fighter, the new one. And so this one here, I'm going to set this one up. I'm not using like 9. The 9th fleet is sitting on the border. I'm just going to go Control 9 and set that one up as my for the 11th Strike Force. So that will become what we then need to go and do. Right, so Yeah, so we'll just go back into here. The tactics, I'll leave that at, actually I'm going to set this one up so that it's base, so it's being built there. We're going to be wanting the Draco system to be its home base as well. So I'm just going to go and set this one up to home base there. And so that one, once that one's been built, and it will build reasonably fast, we can then move it off to then start to bring it across into the into this system. What we need to do is also go in and locate. Pretty much the first thing we need to do is to take out as much as we possibly can before they come in. Now, there is a forest planet there. Okay, that's the Caslon mine there. No, it's not. Where's the Caslon mine? Is it here? Oh, damn it. That's that's potentially, well, it's not, maybe it's not that bad. If I can take this world, get a mining station established right from the very, very start, then we start using that as our base. So we'll start to do it that way. This is going to get really, really frantic. And we I am running out of time, but let's just go back through. The first is not refueled. The third is not refueled. It needs to refuel at that location as well. It hardly has any fuel left. Third fleet, refuel from fuel tankers in this case. First fleet, refuel from fuel tankers. First and the third. The fourth is back, that's okay. The fifth is actually ready to go. And then we had the seventh, the eighth. No, that's okay. Yeah, we're keeping that one back. That's okay. Yes, the first is moving in. You're waiting for fuel tankers. Let's just wait until everyone's fueled up. So there goes the fuel tankers. So all of these fleets have got fuel tankers in there. Let's wait for all of these to refuel. There. Doesn't have any speed here. This is the first. Let's just move it into the system because it's going to be a bit of a problem here. So I'll just move it across. Just tell it to refuel at the mining station. That way at least they'll all be around here. So orangutan saying the other day, let's have good mining. Maybe they're a bit crap. No, we've just really smashed it with our fleets. Our fleets require a lot of fuel, and so they're just not able to really sort of do much with it. Okay, they're now in here. Let's now just tell them to beta detection. Just tell them to refuel from fuel tankers now as well. Let's have a quick look and see if we've found the other one, the Loris fruit. See if we can see it in there. Just while we're looking. Where is it? Oh yeah, now we do have one source. Okay, so we now, like we did take some, like a galaxy map from somebody else, and so I think that we now have Loris fruit. Where is it? There. So that's pretty close to their, that's why they've got the Loris fruit. So they've got this world here, which is, they've got a lot on this world. This is Icarus that control it, but it's actually the Datanui actually control the planet itself. Yeah, with the Loris fruit. Yeah, God, I wish we had it. Well, it's not that far away. Let's just keep on going. Just go back through these different fleets. Just wait for them to all refuel. So the third is getting there slowly. The fifth is not bad. The first, waiting for fuel tankers. We'll just wait for these to finish off their job. And then it'll be showtime. And then this one here, we're slowly building up these as well. This will take some time. This will still be valuable because they will come back with their fleets once we get started here. That's why I've got to hit hard. It's just, can we do it before they win? 1%. So all they need to do is just grow 1% more. It's interesting. Yeah, Bond said it's a big Loris fruit deposit. Yes. Anyway, we'll see what happens here. So we'll just let the taken over Zartan 3, dismiss, and they've also taken over Spakuzu. This is bad. Oh, hang on, they've taken that. That's the Spice World. This is Arrakis, essentially, which I can't rename. Otherwise I would. I mean, I could through the editor, but I won't do that. But that is, so Spakuzu is the that's the important one. So at least the Artuks are back there doing that. So the war rages on. Like, it's a long way away from their home systems. I'll just go and get the combat overlay back off again. And we'll just wait for these fleets to fuel up. I want to go in with all of them. All guns blazing. There we go. First of the fly swatter ships. You know, if I send all 3 fleets to capture that mining station, that would be interesting. That would then give me the mining station in their home world. I wouldn't have to then go and build it. I could then set that as the home base and operate from there. I'll just wait for these guys to all fuel up. You can see the ships in there. The little yellow lines are all filling up on the left-hand side there. Bottom left-hand side. The Artuks have taken Barum as well. Good. What has that done to the scores? Still at 59%. Just need more of these with the fuel. A third is ready to go. First is still waiting on the fuel tankers. Fifth is basically ready to go as well. And this one here, we're slowly building this one up. Well, just got to wait for these now. Look, it's not far. Just gonna grab myself a drink of water, be right back. we're risking the game by delaying, but I don't want to go in half-assed into this attack. I want to make sure that we really go in with everything we can. So that is, yeah, they've invaded from the Acdarians, okay. Now that's on the other side of the galaxy. I'm really looking at this cruiser here now. I think that's going to be the trigger. We've also got a destroyer there as well, which we'll be wanting to get. Yeah, this one here is just waiting for the fuel. Waiting for a fuel tanker. A new general has appeared. That's an Artuk general. Mining station, that's okay. Come on, guys, come on. We're so close now. It's moving off there. Fatal Vendetta, yeah, that's okay. So it's refueling now. So that will be ready in just a second. So that's a fueling ship that's going off. Oh, this is actually now has their borders are diminishing. That means that their luxury goods are going backwards. There we go. First is now ready to go. All right, so we are ready for the attack. So we'll get it started, and then I will have to sort of end the session. So we probably won't get too far into this particular attack by the time things actually do go through. This is an exploration ship coming back in for retrofitting. All right, in we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send all 3 fleets to go and try to take over that. This one here. Now it's going to sort of push us into the area. That's the area that it has of the spaceport. The planet itself will, the fighter craft will end up in around here somewhere. Actually, this group, they need to also refuel somewhere. Are they ready to go? I'll tell them to refuel there as well. They don't have any fuel tankers in their particular fleet. Well, I think we go in. Let's do the mission. So we'll start. I think we'll start by taking over the fuel. So if I send even just 2 fleets in, but I really need to go in and do this. So we're going to go the 1st, the 3rd to capture as well, and then the 5th. This one doesn't have as much boarding assault strength. Okay, hopefully it'll survive the initial attack and unpause. We'll see what we're up against. So we've still only got the 22nd Defence Force there, so we're going to need to. They will come out to us. I don't want to be going into the home system and taking the planetary fighter base, that fleet, and the spaceport all in one go. I want to be able to bounce in and out of that one. There's going to be a lot of micromanagement. I'll probably put it on half speed by the time we actually get there. Once we take out the star base, I'll then be needing to come in and actually bombard the planet, and we're probably going to have to go crazy with bombardment, I would think, with what we end up doing here. Now, how are we going building this? Oh, somebody else is there. Damn it. They're going to be building that one there. I'm guessing. Have they got stuff on board? Yeah, they do. All right, they'll build they'll get the research base before we do. Accept that treaty. New frigate complete. Still got a fair few that we have to build. It's interesting seeing the bonuses that the admirals will be giving, I think. Oh no, that one doesn't have an admiral. Scratch that. It's not important. Why is that travelling so much faster than the others? Oh, it might be the pirate ships. That's what it'll be. Yeah, it's the pirate ships slowing us down. Okay, well, we'll see what actually comes in for this. We need sort of inspiring music for this assault. I've still got a lot of streams this week on the Slytherin channel actually, so I'll be won't be on my channels all that much for the coming days. They've got the big launch for Broken Arrow, which is a pretty amazing game. I was almost going to play that today and show how single player works with that game, because it's quite good fun. Our fuel tankers are actually heading ahead of everything else. Now, I'm not going to declare war. This is going to make me even worse in terms of our reputation. Nobody really wants to deal with us. What I might just do before we go in is quickly have a look at the Tooks again. I still can't talk with them. A couple more months. Because I'd like to actually work very, very closely with them. We're not seeing any other fleets from their perspective. We've got galaxy map sharing, but we don't actually have anything else. And it would be very valuable to see what they see in terms of enemy fleets. Yes, the pirate ships are slowing us down. These fuel tankers. There's the Tenru. So they're just going to hover around the middle here, while our ships bounce into here. How far off are we? You're getting close now. We should capture this one hopefully relatively quickly. Now, we don't have to declare war initially when we do these sort of raiding type things. It's just a not very neighbourly thing to do. And they won't know until we fire the first shot. Things are going to get a bit crazy. Let's just see what they've got. Yeah, they've got docking bays, that's all. So we need to get the that down, and then we put the guys on board. There we are. It's not as strong as the Dayot ones. Here comes the other ones. So we now actually have the fleet coming back in. This will then allow us to see what we're up against in terms of the small craft. So these are bombers. So the bombers that they've got have got Epsilon torpedoes. That's actually okay. What these have is, if we have a look at the actual torpedoes themselves, they've got a range of 680. The damage is 11. Essentially, that's what it's going to be. They're going to be nice and tight. It's got where is it? It's got the shield bypass of -40. They have to get through our shields before they can do anything, and we've got very, very good shields. So right across the board, they do actually have Megatron shields themselves, which are fairly strong, and Hex armor, which is also very strong. So they're pretty good, like the actual the fighter craft themselves. So they've got 2 of those. Sorry, that's the bombers. The fighters. This is the Zim Zips that they've got, which are attack shuttles, which have only got the Epsilon torpedo, just one of those. Now that's actually the Zim Zips. Which faction is that from? They've actually been able to steal that from somewhere else. I forget who's got the Zim Zips. Tenra saying, with what do you replace Epsilon at a higher tech level? Well, I'm like, for example, my pulse cannons, which are being fired from here, like these are the pulse. We've now got ghost ships appearing. That's going to be very, very useful for us. If you have a look at the pulse cruiser and have a look at the what we have, so we've got. If I just go to the medium pulse cannon as well, like actually it's going to, well, small is probably going to be closer in essence to what we're seeing through there. We have an armor bypass of plus 50%, but we don't have a negative when it comes to shielding. So ultimately, ours will crack on at the shields, and then actually, and then once we get to the armor, we then take down the ships pretty quickly. So so we don't have to worry too much about that one through there. This is going to allow us, let's have a quick look and see how we're going. We've got 211 there. We've got more fleets arriving, so they'll be arriving any second now. They should then take over what's happening in here. I'll just keep them focused on that. But I don't want to go off too much and attack these just yet. I want to sort of monitor what's going to happen here. So this is the 5th. Let's just watch and see what it's going to do. So it's trying to capture, but it's now got opportunity attacks against some of these. So just go to half speed. So we don't have great point defense. That's going to try to stay away from the areas. And we should then sort of start to find the small craft will end up sort of weaving in towards us. Actually, that's trying to now, they're trying to run away. Actually, that's interesting. So it's actually trying to get back onto the banished raider. This one is now trying to jump. But before it can jump, it's going to, let's just see how we're going in here. We've got 350 now on that one, with more coming in. Let's just keep it going. Yeah, so if we can destroy those like this, push them out of the fight, they're going to be wanting to bring their small craft back on board, I would think. No, that's now attacking some of our ships. So you can see there that the various shielding is coming down on some of these ships in through here. This is just a little pulse escort. We've got the bigger ships in through there. They're all just trying to set things up against this mining station. We need the second fleet to come in. This is good. We're sort of now starting to smash their ships. It's trying to escape. Hyperdrive is offline. It's not going to make it. That will be destroyed. But I've just got to stay in the fight here. So we lost one ship. They're going to start to lose ships. Come on, guys, get more on, get more on. We need to take this. So even if we lose a few ships, here comes the next fleet as well. So their 22nd fleet has been smashed pretty badly, if I can find it there. Oh, I can't locate it. I think we've sort of decimated that fleet. We don't have any long-range scanners, so we're not going to be able to see what's going on. Let's just keep it going. But we have actually hit their destroyers were the important ones to kill off, and so both of those are now pretty much dead. It is still trying to jump. That's one down. I think one of them escaped, but it's not really going to be in any position to do anything. Here we go. We've now got this. That is now, once we take this, that gives us a base. Right. At this point, we've now captured the mining station. That means we don't have to build one. And it gives us a base of operations now for everything. Go back to the 5th again. The 5th is now missing ships. We've got a light cruiser there that has actually taken some damage. So we'll just top that up with the ships that are missing. So we've got a light cruise. No, that's the one that was damaged. We're just building another heavy escort. And so that will then just be added to the fleet over time, and then that will start to sort of come back in. Right, so we've cleared out the defence forces. Now we need to clear out the defences of the planet. And we now have three big fleets to do this. And it's now time to declare war. So we've done our surprise attack. General was saying, I wish you could create troop transports with only assault pods for capturing. The mandatory troop transport sucks with when you automate fleets, since they try to load troops without needing them. Yeah, it's sort of, well, they don't suck. You can put down just one troop transport and have assault pods everywhere. So essentially you can deck them out. And if I'm playing as the Gizarians, that's exactly what I do, because they get a big bonus for capturing ships. So the Gizarian, when I do play as them, I basically only have one transport and then just fill up the rest with assault pods. So you can essentially do what you're saying, but you still just have to have one troop transport on them. So yeah, I think it works well, actually, to be honest. But I know that you like to be negative about this game, Tenru. Many other ships can do well with just a few weapons and loads of assault pods. Yeah, there's some, and which is sort of like, yeah. But anyway, we'll just continue on. Let's now declare war. This is reputation. We've got attacks on civilian ships, -20. So that has now hurt our reputation. Not that I care much, to be honest. Now, do we have the ability to talk with these guys yet? Yes, we do. So we'll offer treaties. Yeah, no, that's okay. We're just going to never mind with that one. What about negotiate a deal? I might just see if we can get some of these things. Wow, some of these are good. Trace jammer. I won't worry about giving them that one. I won't give them long range scanners. I don't want anything that someone could steal. I think it's going to be too much. I'm just going to never mind. Goodbye. All right, so the Datanui. They're furious with us, which is fine. -400. We're going to speak with them. We're going to offer a treaty. We're going to declare war on you. We welcome war with you. Prepare to be consumed. Okay, so we'll just say goodbye. So that's actually we're now officially at war. That's going to change what our ships will then do as well. So we need to now crush what's happening here. Tenra is saying, but Daz, when I create armies, the automated fleets try to snatch them away from my main invasion fleets that are on manual. This forces me to garrison them until I can load them. Hang on, when I create armies, the automated fleets try to snatch them away from my main invasion fleets that are on manual. I don't understand that, sorry. I don't understand what you mean. I find it works incredibly easily and well. You have so many problems with this game. I don't experience the same problems. I don't know what I do differently. They've changed so many things. They've changed all the things. If you put if you override the garrisoning of a group, it stays that way. It remembers stuff, so you can really set the game up exactly how you want, very, very easily. Yeah, so there we go. One it's saying 8 million versus 100,000 deal. Yeah, Daz thinks he's Trump. Yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, I don't like. You come up. Tenry, sorry, you do mention all these problems, and I just don't have them. Like if I go back to my home world, I do have to get going. But if I go back to Rosgiri, for example, which was building up some troops, for example, in through here. So if I just go and change any of these troops and make them into like if I just go back into here, for example, just get rid of that, and just go and change it, it pretty much will stay off for, like if I ungarrison them, they'll then be available for picking up, like without really any major concern. I don't know. It's a sort of funny one. I mean, I can garrison these, and it tends to just honour what you put there, and then it's if I unpause the game, it should stay like that for quite some time. So it will eventually do it because I've got it on automation. But I just don't have the same issues. Except War Mission, destroy enemy refueling station. I don't know where that is, but I'm definitely going to be doing that one. So I'll accept that War Mission. So we're just going to start to get like different lists in through here. But I think we'll probably call it to a close-ish around here. That will then give us the 3 fleets ready to go in and assault the home world. Interesting. I use 2 troop transport designs, one for boarding and one for invasions. The boarding one isn't supposed to load troops. Well, it still has to, sort of, but they do when I put them into mini raid fleets. Yeah, so they will anyway. The job is to capture stuff and not load. Yeah, no, you still will have troops on board. Yeah, so sorry, if I understand what you mean now. Yes, when you've got troop transports, they will load on if they can. There's no way around that. The game is they're not designed for taking them on. They're designed for troop transport basically. So it's sort of so yeah, that is I know what you mean now. You can set the automation to garrison all troops, or set the auto fleet troop template to an empty one. Can you do that? Can you set the auto fleet troop template up like that way? I'm not sure if you can. Anyway, we've got the war. The war is now established. We have to go and I'm going to go and grab the bombardment fleet now and tell them that we're going to be bombarding Edijay. So we're going to bombard this system, and I'm now going to move out my ambassador from here, and we're going to move the ambassador somewhere else. So if we just go across to our characters, so I'll just get these established. That's this one here. And it's going to be moving away from this world. Hopefully it'll make it away in time. To Ardor 3. Transfer to that location. So we'll just move them away. That ambassador, that one is moving off. I think I'll just leave this one on auto. That way hopefully we can save this ambassador this time. So yeah, the embassy is leaving the planet with the declaration of war. Now this will... Now that's the light hauler. Oh, there's a light hauler in there. This one here will slowly sort of rebuild itself. It's not too badly damaged, I don't think. And we do actually have some Caslon on here. As far as the smallish raiding that we have to then go and do, I'll let them do their own thing. What else have we got there? We've got should only have the 10th left back in here. Yeah, that's the invasion force. So yeah, they're moving off now to bombard Edijay, and so we'll have to try to have that planet open before we sort of take it any further. But the 7th Defence Force, which I'm going to use against that mining station that they're suggesting. Where is that mining station? Let's see if I can spot it. Just get rid of this. Oh, it's way over here. Okay, well that's miles away. I don't really have a fleet. The 6th, maybe? Yeah. Okay, it's this one here. Alright, so we'll go and destroy this one. So just with a smallish fleet, just a defence fleet, and then I'll put this one back onto defend again, just for the home world. So it'll go and attack that and then come back. So that's a long, long way off. Interesting, templates can't be set to 0. I can only set 100% Titans since I don't have any. I think it'll still actually add troops, to be honest. Yes, orangutan. So next week on Worldly Wednesday, glorious victory with no issues. What's going to be tricky is how quickly we can destroy the worlds here before they bring their fleets back. So it's going to be a race of trying to dominate before they can basically catch up. If we have a quick look again at the victory, yeah, they're right on the 59%. They're right close. So we have to do some damage, some major damage here, and yeah. So maybe we do we go in yet? I sort of think we do. I might just let these finish off that one. So we're going to have like a heap of fighter craft coming. Now the fighter craft did do a little bit of damage just to one of our ships. If we take the energy spaceport out, I'll use all 3 fleets. So why is that wanting to capture something else? We don't want to do that. We want to destroy this. So we're going to come in and attack the energy spaceport. The second we don't use. The third we want to do this as well. Attack the spaceport, and then the fifth. Put the light cruiser there. Now these have taken a bit of a beating. They were the ones that were sort of in the initial attacks. Let's just go across now and destroy some of these. I'll just go and clean out what I can from this particular system. Let's just unpause. Now we don't have any long-range scanners in here, so we don't know what's going to be coming in. See, there's a pulse cruiser which is not ready to go back into combat yet. That's why I just want to give them easy fights for a little while. Put it up to normal speed until we really get established here. Here we are. Just go to half speed. So what we're going to find is there's going to be lots and lots of fighter craft coming out of here. This is fairly strong. Now that was an ion cannon. Disabled 2 engines and 1 weapon. That's actually okay. Dayot surveillance oligarch rebels against us. Oh no! Our vassal, the Dayot surveillance oligarch, has rebelled against us, declaring independence from our rule. They refuse to pay tribute and have broken away, forging their own independent path. As a result, a state of war now exists between us and the Dayots. Well, I think this is the perfect place to leave this particular run. Our fuel is gone. Well, actually, now we've got one in the home world of the Datanui. So this, I think, is the perfect way to sort of end this one. I will leave it here, guys. So thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll be back next week, I believe, to see how we go. This is all sort of becoming quite tense. I'll leave that message there. Hopefully it'll save the message. And what else have we got through there? That's frigate. I'll just get rid of that frigate. Yeah, ending on a cliffhanger. Yeah, we've done that a lot with this series, but this was an interesting one. So our vassals have. So it's the Dayots have actually now declared war on us straight away again. Now, they're not in a position. This is why I did move the 7th up, and I've still got the 8th back there, and I've still got, like, they're building now the strike force there. They can't do much. In fact, look at this. This is really fascinating. This planet decided not to go and do that. They decided that, hey, we're not going to join this war, or one of them has. And so this planet has actually rebelled. This is now an independent world. And so they've had enough of their empire, and so they will just build up what they need to build up. They've still got a world here. This world here is... so they're actually, no, they don't even have that. No, they do. There is a world in there, a moon, this one here. So they've got this moon in through here. These ones are relatively happy, but they've actually now had their own rebellion. And another one, I think, was out here somewhere. I think that's now gone. Yep, that one there has declared independence. So we're seeing the collapse of the Dayots. So this was an interesting run, actually, because we've pretty much... The Dayots really can't do much at all. There's still 3 billion of them there, but they really have to build up. So we don't have any... we can ignore them to a large degree, and just continue on our fight back in through here. I'll just zoom back in to finish this one off, and then just leave it here, I think. So I'll just leave that one sort of in nice and close. You can see there the small craft. The more the small craft chase the ghost ships, the better. That's good for us, but we'll sort of see how things go. Anyway, I'll just do a save there, save the game, and we are done and dusted. So Tenerife, by the way, I have about 500 hours, so I don't hate the game, but it can be frustrating at times. Yeah, no, I know. I tease you about that. Sorry, Tenerife. I am sort of. I know you love the game, but I also know that you hate the game. You hate aspects, but do love the game. Yeah, so no, I am just teasing when I say those sorts of things. Peter Smith saying, I read there's going to be a Distant Worlds 2 patch coming. I want to believe, but my negativity wants to scorn them, as Distant Worlds 2 is nowhere near what I thought where I thought it would go. Oh, really? Again, I find the game just so good. Like, it's one of my favourite games. So John was saying, thank you very much for an exciting 2.5 bit hours here. We're 2.5 hours in. Yeah. So now this is good. This is a good one. This episode. We've started the war we had to start. We started where we've been setting up for this war for so long. We do now lose the ability to use this mining station back in through here. We've just left this one now alone. So this is no longer friendly. So it's now going to have to be destroyed and taken over, which I will do actually. I will have to set that one up. Now we have the 7th. What I'll do is I'll send the 7th out to attack that mining station. I'll just destroy it and then build my own. Attack the CAF 2. So we'll have to continue on what we're doing there. I'll just do another save there. Just save over the top, overwrite. Yep, there we are. Okay, I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you, if you're here for Distant Worlds, I'll catch you next week. Otherwise, I will be streaming a lot of Broken Arrow on the Slytherin channel this coming week, and I'll do what I can to get back to my channel a bit as well. I'll probably do a lot of the Broken Arrow as well. Actually, I really want to show how to play that in single player, because it's mainly going to be a multiplayer game, but it's actually very good for single player. So Naz is saying, your analysis of specific ship design versus specific enemy design was illuminating. I just hit cruisers myself, so we'll revisit my designs before I build ships. I enjoy that part of this game. You don't have to do that, but in this case, building to tackle the fighter craft is really quite important for us. Like, it was actually, when I built the cruiser, it was with these fighters in mind that I had to then sort of operate, because I knew this was going to be the big fight in the game. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next week if you're here for Distant Worlds.